Ever wish you could design sounds as easily as painting with your favorite colors? Most beginners copy presets and never really learn what's going on. If I had to learn sound design all over again, I'd skip the confusion and use my simple DaVinci sound design method. So in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 steps I wish I'd known. How to pick your canvas, shape the movement, and add character, so you can finally design any sound you want from scratch easily. And if you want to take your music to the next level, play big stages, get signed by top labels, check the first video in the description to see how me and my team can help you to do that in 90 days. And let's get started with the video. If all your synth patches sound kind of the same, is because you're using the same default waveform every time, the same brush for every painting. So let's fix that now. The first step is the foreground, and that's your waveform. Think of waveforms like different paintbrushes or art styles. A sine wave is like a pencil sketch, clean, simple, and pure. A saw wave is like a thick oil paint, bold and textured. A square wave is a pure pop art, loud, blocky, and unapologetic. And a triangle wave, somewhere between a sketch and a paint, smooth but with a bit of edge. Okay, so let me show you what I mean. Here we have a chord progression, and now I'm going to demonstrate different waveforms so you can hear and feel difference. We're going to start with the saw. So nice and warm character, classic sound, if you want to say so. Then we have a sine. So the sine is very soft, and also pay attention to how different the same chord progression feels with different waveforms. Now we're gonna do the triangle. So similar to the sine, but with a little bit of edge here. And then finally the square, the loudest one. So here you go, now you understand the difference between waveforms. Have you ever played a synth patch that felt flat or lifeless? That's because it's missing movement, like a painting with no shading. So let's fix that now. Once you've chosen your brush, now we shape the subject. This is the middle ground, the movement and the contour of your sound. It comes from envelopes, filters, and sometimes LFOs. The envelope is called ADSR. It just means how your sound starts, holds, and fades. That's it. The waveform is your raw clay, and the envelope is your chisel. If you want to pluck, chip away the attack and keep it tight. So you can see here, this is how it will look visually. And if you want a soft pad, smooth the attack and stretch the release. And if you want constant movement, that's where LFOs come in. LFOs are like animation keyframes. They move the knobs for you, creating wobbles, pulses, and life. Okay, so here we have a plug sound, and I'm gonna walk you through the envelopes so you can understand how it works. So envelope number 1 is the main envelope, which controls the shape of the sound, the amplitude, so we can play with it and adjust how we want. So then something like this. That's cool. So now we will go and apply the envelope to the filter. So you can either apply the main envelope, so it will be controlling the filter and the sound itself. But sometimes you don't want that. So maybe you want to do something like this. Let's say we're going to have envelope 2, and then we're going to apply it to the filter again. You can see it just gives you a little bit more control over the sound, and most of the times I would be using envelope 2 to control the filter cutoff, just because it gives me more flexibility over the sound. And then we can go like do stuff like this, right? Now let's have a look at the LFOs. So LFOs are a really great way to add movements to your sound too. So let's take the chord progression and close the filter a little bit, and then go with the LFO, drop it like this. And then we can play with it. There's so many things you can do. Right. And obviously you can apply LFO to any parameter of your synth, so there's so much room for creativity. Here's another mistake. Most beginners drown their sounds in effects, phases, reverbs, delays, and suddenly the sound is muddy and muffled. So let me show you how to use effects properly for clean sound. Finally, we add the background, the effects. Think of this as the atmosphere in the painting. It gives depth and color, but it's never the star. Distortion is like hot sauce. A little adds flavor, a lot transforms the dish, but too much and you ruin it. Filters are like a chef's strainer, removing what you don't want, keeping the good stuff. EQ and compression, they're your balance tools, making the sound sit right in the mix. Background is about enhancement, not distraction. So let's listen to this bass line. This is the patch how it was designed originally. So pretty normal bass, but if I do too much distortion, now the sound is completely off. It just doesn't sound good. So here's another example. We're gonna use the lead here, and I want to demonstrate the typical mistake that I see so many people are doing with the stereo processing. So for example, if you go here, you apply, let's say, chorus. We want chorus, and then we're gonna go hyper and then reverb, right? So this is what we're gonna get. So we're gonna apply a lot of this. And then push the chorus like too much. And you can hear it's already ruining the sound. So if we go without, the original idea of the sound is this. So we want to add to it. So if I would be doing stereo effects, I would be very minimal. Maybe just a little bit like this. Not like, most of the times it's not needed. So just a bit, then same with chorus. Just a little bit is enough. And the reverb. So massive difference. Most producers freeze up when they load Serum, but it's not as scary if you follow a simple order of steps. So let me show you the exact process I use to create amazing sounds from scratch. Step 1, start with a purpose. First, decide what role the sound plays in your track. Is it a bass, a lead, a pad, or a plug? This instantly guides your choices. Step 2, foreground. Pick the waveform. This is your subject, your main ingredient. Sine, saw, square, triangle, or a digital wavetable if you want more character. And pro tip, always play a chord progression or MIDI loop while designing. That way you hear the sound in context, not just as a lonely note. Step 3, middle ground. Use the ADSR envelope to sculpt it. Decide if it's plucky, sustained, or evolving. Add a filter to shape the tone. If you want extra life, add an LFO for movement, a wobble, a pause, or a rhythmic sweep. Step 4, background. Now add seasoning, distortion for bite, EQ to clean or brighten, compression to control, and reverb and delay for space. Remember, these are spices. Enhance the flavor. Don't drown the dish. Step 5, test in context. Drop the sound into a loop with drums and chords. This tells you instantly if it's working or if it's too busy. And finally, step 6, save and iterate. Once you like it, save the patch. Then try small variations. Change the waveform, tweak the envelope, swap, and effects. This is how you build your own sound library, step by step. And here's the golden rule. Keep it simple. Built around one idea. If you're making a saw bass, don't stack 5 waveforms and 20 effects. Keep it clean, focused, and powerful, just like a great painting. One clear subject, one clear atmosphere. So let's design a bass sound from scratch following the steps I just showed you. So we have the MIDI. This is the MIDI that I pre-made. Then we have the kick. So if you want, you can do without the kick or the drums. So maybe we can just focus on just without drums for a second. Okay, now let's go and do... So I want to show you something a little bit more advanced so you can really see the power of this sound design. So number one, the shape. And let's also apply side chain so we have the right sound, because otherwise the kick and bass are gonna fight. Okay, and now we can play, as always, I want to go and create like something really interesting. So let's do, I like basses which have a little bit longer release time. Now let's go and apply the envelope to this. Okay, so now we need to fine tune this a little bit more. I'm not liking this kick. Let's just go with the old one here. Okay, that's cool. We are getting something. So this is very basic. And it's already sounding good. But let me show you something a little bit more interesting here. Okay, now let's go and do the second oscillator. So we're gonna go and let's do something analog. I'm gonna go just try and see what... Actually quite cool. One important thing when you make a bass, make sure you set random to 0, just like this. This is already sounding great, right? But this is just the beginning. So we got the basics. I'm liking this waveform. So now let's go and start applying the effects. So the effects is really where we can get some magic. So let's go and do... Nah, I'm not really liking this. Maybe... Okay, that's quite cool. But we can also play... Maybe do pre. So now you're gonna see the effects in action. So I'm actually doing quite a bit of distortion here. Quite cool, huh? Now let's start playing with the sound a little bit more. And then I want to fine tune everything. So we can start testing. Okay, that's quite cool. Now let's do EQ. I think we need a little bit of EQ here to filter. Where's the equalizer? Okay, cool. So I want to reduce the mids. No, actually, let's do with this one, and with this one, I'm probably gonna boost. And we probably let's reduce the gain. Okay, pretty cool, huh? So you now can see the power of. So you can see I'm probably going to do this. Can I try different? Ooh. But let's stick to 2. Another thing that you can do here is add some extra movement. Like this. Not always needed, but you know, we can try. In this case, doesn't really do that much. Okay, the next thing is gonna be a little bit of compression. And I wanna go, you can see multi-band is not really cool, so let's use single. And I wanna use it as a limiter. So let's go here. And this is without. Something like this. We're not trying to get this perfectly well. Now let's go and apply a filter. And I want to try another thing. Let's say we're gonna go with filters. Can we do? No, honestly, I think we can just go with let's see here, normal. Just a normal one. And then one more thing that is actually pretty cool, what I really like in Serum is what they added these splitters. So I can now take my bass and apply effects to my highs and to my lows. So for example, we can take the highs and I really like this down sample. Yeah. And this is, again, if you like it or not. Just, like, this is also fine. But just showing you a few more options. And the last thing that I want to do is add, I want to add maybe a little bit of reverb to the sound. Where's the reverb here? Reverb, okay, cool. And also I'm adding reverb, you can see, just to the highs. So very short, I think, plate, size. Or maybe we do. And that's it. Pretty sick bass line. Open this and then play with that other filter as well. But these are the basics. I think the bass line is really cool. And you can really see the difference. The foundation, like, it's cool, like it's nice, but then with every effect, I'm intentional. So let's now design the lead from scratch. We're not gonna have any bass line, so just kick, drums, and the lead. So, as usual, let's just go and try something cool. This time I wanna go with something like, let's do digital, and just find like a cool, I'm just gonna like randomly, I don't know, a little bit loud. Okay, that's quite cool. Maybe we'll go like this, and then let's do mono. Try Okay, quite cool. Then let's do another one, and maybe we're gonna mix that with a, let's say we're gonna mix with analog. So kind of getting the best out of let's do like this. Maybe. And I'm trying to mix a different waveform here. Oh, let's go with this. Oh, we can go like this. Add noise. Then let's go with click here. Okay, that's quite cool. Here we can apply a little bit of filtering. So if you click here, low pass, I think high pass. So I'm just removing the lows. Then filter. Let's do. Or maybe you can do. We can play with that. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. Extend the release here. Pretty cool. Now let's go and apply some creative effects. I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing with this lead. Maybe just a bit of distortion. That's quite cool. So let's sculpt the sound a little bit more. EQ, equalizer. Maybe boost the mids. Still not happy with the noise. Okay. And let's extend the release a little bit more. I want a long lead. Okay, quite cool. That's pretty basic, but that's cool. And then any other effects that would be cool. I think would be cool to do a little bit of hyper. So now I'm fine tuning. Just be careful with that. Oh yeah, and then just a little bit of reverb. Here we go. It's like bass house, drum and bass kind of sound. This is it. if you want to go like this is also cool. But this is another cool lead sound. So just go ahead, experiment with effects, see what you want, and yeah, you can make a cool sound for your track. Summary. So that's the DaVinci sound design method. Foreground, waveform, middle ground, shape and movement, and background, effects and depth. So next time you design a sound, just ask, what's my subject, how does it move, and what atmosphere do I want around it? Get those 3 right and you'll never feel lost in sound design again. Spend 20 minutes a day practicing, and in a month, you'll be creating sounds you didn't think were possible. So now you know how to make any sound from scratch. But the next question is, how do you create a good loop and turn it into a full track? In my next video here, I'm going to teach you the Mona Lisa arrangement technique that allows you to turn your ideas into full professional tracks effortlessly. So click and watch this video next here.